Well, g'day gang. As you can see, our heads are back. All cleaned, new seals. He said he had to cut the seats on the inlets, but just lapped the exhaust. They were alright, crack tested, came out good. So that's a good thing. Okay, now before I go on too much further, really appreciate you guys watching and leaving comments, but I'm going to tell you something now. This guy, now look, I'll show you. You see a pair of crutches. He hurt his knee at his workplace and he is going for workplace insurance compensation. When he first brought the thing in, the reason he brought it in was because the timing chain, the serpentine belt, kept walking off the tensioner. So he brought that in for that reason only. And then when I went in and started to replace the tensioner, I noticed the water pump was leaking. And I said to him, mate, that's the beginning of it. So next to go will be either the heater tap, which it did, or the radiator, which it did. But while he was in here, I said to him, mate, your brake pedal there's nothing there. It's like, when I say nothing there, it's rock solid, like you've got a brick underneath it. And he said, oh, I thought that was just me. I thought that was me crook knee from work. And I said, no mate, it's not. He had no booster operation. Now, he also had the brake fail light on. Reasonable. I pulled the cap off, and I kid you not. Let me set myself up here for a second. Wait up. I'm not over exaggerating, but the rubber that was in there was the size of my boot. All jammed down inside. I don't know what the hell they'd put in that system, but she swelled all the rubbers up. And of course, no money, as you can see. That's the markings of a second-hand master cylinder. So that's where we're at with this thing. So here's the deal. Whatever's loose in here, I'm going to get out the best way I can, and everything else is going to be left. Because the moment I start moving things around in here, that's when all that gunk is going to end up in the sump, which is probably full of anyways. And there's, the oil pump screen's going to be putrid, and the sump's going to look like this, and it's just, the guy knows. Okay, so I'm going to get all the what's looser out of here. There's some loose bits, just the loose chunks. I'll get them out of here, and yep, put it back together. Anyway, I better get down and take a look for the final time.
Heads are going
now,
on.
I know you're probably saying, Zig, I don't even know why you got involved in this. Well, here's the deal. Over that way, about 7 kilometres, is Mount Druitt. Not known as the most wealthy suburb. That way there, we've Cranebrook. Crimebrook, we like to call it, because it's also housing commission. So you probably understand that around here we haven't got much money. So this guy is going to go somewhere regardless. If I didn't do this, he probably could have taken it somewhere else. They would have done a shithouse job, and he'd have been stuffed up the arse. At least we're getting good head bolts, new head gaskets. Give it a clean up, but I ain't touching that. Leave that right the way alone. Did I show you the air filter? Yeah. So I'm cleaning up the push rods. Looks alright, that end. That's the end that was in the lifter. The other end here, as you can see, she's all cattywampus. They're all the same. So we're getting another set of push rods. And some rockers, because the rockers are no good. And you wouldn't believe it, but there's not an abundance of these things in the wreckers, strangely enough. So that's 2 heads on, waiting for the push rods. Brand new ones coming. Okay, so it's the next morning. We've got some brand new push rods, cheaper than genuine, believe it or not. I'm just gonna put some assembly SHMU on the tippage. Oh, relocate so I can see down in here. Oh, so I can see down in here like that. And I want to drop the pushy down here, into that hole like that without touching anything. Yep. Repeat and rinse. Now there we go. Threaded with the precision of a game of operation. So I'll put the rockers on. I do have some rockers. They look like the old grubby ones, but the inside the ball is in good shape, so we're going to use those ones. And yeah, bolt it together. They'll be alright. The reason I want to get these sorted out now is because I expect that the oil is going to be a little thick in the lifters, and I'm going to give them some time so they can bleed down. Well, let's have a look at the engine oil condition. Oh, we'll come out. Well, she's black. That's what you expect, isn't it? Oh, not quite full. We'll be changing that at any rate. So, yeah. Alright, I'll get back amongst it. I'll get as much as I can on. I want these to bleed out. Make sure that they're not held open. As long as they don't clatter, that's what matters. I'll just show the extent of my cleaning before. Okay, admittedly it's been sitting in this tub overnight, but essentially that's what it looks like before. I'm not going into a great deal. I'm going to give it a bit of a whoosh around in there and give it a bit of a rub with the brush. Then I'll take it outside. I'm going to put some degreaser in it, and then essentially hose it off and dry it off. And I'll give you a look. You know, you lose most of this stuff pretty quickly. So I don't want to spend time on it cleaning it up, you know, immaculately. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. That's all I'm going to do him. Starting to look like an engine again. I reckon I'll clean up the throttle body. Almost ready to fire him up. Yeah, I reckon I should while I'm here, eh? She's pretty grubby. Yep. It just makes you feel better, doesn't it? You know. Okay, so we're all back together. Let's turn on the reds and make sure we've got no fuel leaking out of anywheres. I'm back there's all right. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Thanks, mate. Okay, so I've got no coolant in it. Let's suppose we'll need to watch the oil pressure gauge as well as have a listen to the racket that's going to come out of her. Okay.
Well, hopefully that noise will quieten down. I think it will. I think it will. Okay, I'll put cool in a minute, we'll let it run for a while.
Well, all back together now. It's hot. Sounds okay. Yeah, it's the same vehicle.
Sounds alright, eh?
So, finish it off, change the oil, put a nice clean filter in it. Yeah, that's what the oil looks like already. I'm going to suggest that this this oil will probably stay in this engine for who knows how long now, but it's sounding nice. Yeah, sounding quite good. Couldn't ask for more than that, I don't believe. It's back on the road. Have yourselves a good one. We'll check you later. Cheers.